yet. With this Corona, give me a chance to do some things I really like or really needed to do because I gotta do it. I have a little video that shows what I put on the other wall over here. I have Batman. Actually, I can turn this way probably. So I have Batman there on the wall, and then behind me I got my tech stuff as well as my pops and whatnot. The pops my wife got me. Yeah, pretty cool. Hold on 1 second. Let me see this here. Click here. And paste these to the tab for HD. Record tap sound. Yep. And start recording. And let me move myself out the way. All right, so when I move myself out the way, you guys are good to go. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
What
So
you
it's
giggling
recording right
about?
now, but you're gonna like edit everything, right?
Uh huh.
Okay, cool.
That is really distracting. The screenshot.
Yeah, so you probably want to wait about 3 seconds, right, before you respond. If Justin asks a question or something like that, wait 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds before you respond, right? And you probably you and Justin are probably the only ones talking, so you probably only two going to see each other pretty much. So just 2 or 3 seconds, you wait to respond. It'll work out beautifully.
Josh, you should just snap every now and then to make it go to you.
Glenn, you're gonna like when Justin ends it, you're gonna listen for him to end it. You're just gonna end the video.
Yeah, everybody can just drop off when they're done, right? And everybody can just drop off when you guys are done, and I'll just come back because I'm about to go play a board game with my wife and kids. So, well, actually, no, I probably need to be down here. Never mind. I'll be down here, and I'll go check back and forth, and just to make sure everything goes right from what I'm doing. So, yes, ma'am. Okay, go ahead and start. I'll be there in like 20 minutes. Okay, just take my place. All right, I'll be up there and I'm gonna come back. I'll be up there. I'm gonna come back. Okay. So I'm gonna remove myself. Yeah, I know. It's the life of having a daughter, right? Ken knows that beautifully.
That's right. I'll be
right,
lucky to get through this without one walking in.
All right, so I'm gonna mute myself, and then you guys can go whenever you want to. You guys can count to 10, whatever you want to. But as soon as I mute myself, you guys are good. You guys are good to go. Both are recording right now. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Happy Easter, dude. You hear me, Justin?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so we obviously got to give each other time to talk and respond. So with the few seconds, so let's kind of be careful with that. Say what you need to say. I'll say what I need to say with a pause. You know what I mean? We're used to kind of talking over each other right at the end of a. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be different. So
I would
looks
say give
good,
it
man.
maybe like a 3 count, before you start responding to something he says, just to make sure it cuts over to you. Like it's going to be a little stilted. It's not going to be the usual flow you guys have, but it's what we got.
Right on.
All right.
Well,
I guess get set up, Mr. Deadpool.
All
looks
right.
good. The slides
I tell
behind
you what,
you. That looks really good.
Give me like a 10 count, and then Justin rolls in and starts it, and let's go from there. That's enough time for me to grab the mask, get everything on, get ready.
Well, I'm ready. Let's just do it. Okay, your backdrop looks awesome, Justin.
Oh, thanks, man.
It does. It looks really good.
Josh, why don't you just say something when you're ready, and then I'll give it a 10 count from there.
Mine looks terrible. It's like the bottom of a shelf. Should I do it like that? Does that look better?
You should have come over here and got the other tripod.
Yeah. Does that look terrible?
No, it's fine. Man. Okay, hey, Deadpool.
I'm good.
All right, we'll give it a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What's up, everybody? Sunday, weekend recap, quarantine edition. Ken, what week are we in now? I've lost count.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, you hanging in over there, buddy? I feel like you're a mile away, but we ain't seen each other in a while. So you hanging in there?
Yeah, man. Everybody's fine. Family's home all the time. It's interesting. The dogs love it.
Well, the whole world seems to be embracing and getting used to this. I know I saw Saturday Night Live last night, and every cast member, crew member did their thing from their home. So the world is starting to adjust to quarantine life.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder how much is going to go back to normal. Like, I think this will change things. People get used to communicating like this, and people are learning the technology in order to communicate, and it's change things. It's interesting.
Culture's definitely going to change from this. But what has not changed is there's still cool stuff out there, some cool episodes dropping. Luckily, the whole world hasn't hit pause. DC Universe gave us a new episode of season 2 of Harley Quinn. Ken, have you watched this?
I have. It's not disappointing, just like the first season. It's clever. It's funny. It's toilet humor. It's still so much fun.
It's so, like you said, it's cleverly written. And what I love about this season is this no man's land. Gotham has fallen into the hands of the villains, and they've split it up. And we've already seen Penguin completely done away with. So I think it's cool to think that we might see some really grisly deaths for some of the all-time greats of Batman's villains.
That's right. Very cool show. Check it out, guys. If you haven't watched it, you got to catch up.
Yeah, and light spoilers this week focused on the Riddler. The Riddler took over Gotham University, turned it into Riddler University. We met some students, and one student that Harley had a run-in with seemed a little too athletic, didn't seem to just be a normal student. And Ken, we saw a cool character introduced.
That's right. Enter Batgirl.
Yes, sir.
Exciting.
And that continues the cool character arc that we've seen with Commissioner Gordon. That actor is doing a great job with Gordon just falling apart, living with his daughter in a dorm. That's hilarious. I love him. He may be my second favorite character after Bane.
Bane, it's your favorite. But hey, man, you got to give Clayface props too of falling into the student role and getting lost in it. That was funny in itself, man.
It was a really good episode. I mean, sometimes second seasons have a slump, but this is coming out of the gate really strong.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that's not the only cool thing that we got dropped this week. Disney is giving us a little bit of entertainment right now out of Disney Plus. We'll get to that in a minute. We're not happy with everything that they're giving us with Disney Plus, but they did drop another episode this week of The Clone Wars. And Ken, I don't believe you've seen this week's, have you? You're a little behind.
Not caught up, but go ahead.
Too many spoilers. But it's a cool episode. I thought this was the first episode that really gave us some meat to the story. We've been with Ahsoka for about 3 episodes now, but we really got to, maybe some taking us towards that final end, and maybe even giving us some story afterwards. We saw Darth Maul come in into the picture more clearly, so that was really cool. I can't remember the organization that we also met in Solo. I think it was like Crimson Dawn or something like that. But we have some mentions of that. So it was a cool episode. We got to see Ahsoka take more steps toward this gray Jedi that we see her in Rebels. First episode in probably 4 or 5 that I felt really gave us anything. So thank you, Disney. I needed something this week. I'm starting to go a little stir crazy. So it's been nice yesterday to have some new episodes to watch. You got to catch up, Ken.
That's good to hear, because I really do feel like this season has drug a bit. So now that you say it's picked up, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear. That's more heartening, because it was dragging, man. It really was.
It was, and this is, like I said, the first time in several episodes I felt engaged with the story at all.
Good to hear.
Well, Ken, you weren't with me last week. We've had figured out some technology between last week and today. But I wanted to circle back to something I mentioned in last week's episode, and that's the Disney reveal of the new MCU schedule, which starts with a severely pushed back Black Widow. What do you think about that, man?
I think it's like 8 months. It's all the way to November. I mean, it's such a huge jump. It feels like forever. Although November will be here before we know it. You know, as you get older, time moves faster, but it just seems so long. Because, I mean, we'd literally be gearing up for that to come out in what, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
Now we have to wait 8 months.
Not just wait 8 months, but we have to wait 8 months stuck in our damn houses. This is, there have been people that have jumped on this. Even Disney jumped on it, but for some reason they decided, and I'm sure it comes down to money. But boy, this sure did miss an opportunity to put this out on Disney Plus and on demand. We've seen it $20-$30. I think they could make their money, but ultimately, I guess greed comes into play, and they said we're going to push it back. But that really does suck. That's such a long time.
We're seeing some tests. I think what we're seeing now, if you go on Amazon Prime or your streaming services, you see these early access, these movies that have just come out that never really sat in theaters long. I mean, I think it's a test right now. I think after a few weeks, they probably know already how much they're making and how much they're losing. And so I think they probably are not making what they want to make off of this, obviously. Otherwise, I think they would have dropped Black Widow in May on the streaming service. So they're still wanting that box office movie. I get it. Marvel's used to every single one of their movies passing $1 billion. Then get the streaming. Then get the streaming money.
Yeah.
Rent money, that sort of thing. So I get it. It sucks for us. We're just an unprecedented time here in the world. This is so crazy. We're all just kind of rolling with the punches, and I could use a new Marvel movie right now. I know you could too.
Oh man, I could use something new and enjoyable. Netflix is dropping stuff every day, but nothing that's really grabbed me. I need some of my geek stuff. I need Wonder Woman. I need Black Widow. I need something to drop. I need one of these studios to do the right thing. Thank goodness we have HBO Max coming next month.
That's right.
Well, we did hear that, when they gave us this extended look at what the MCU will look like when the world reopens, we did see that Guardians of the Galaxy is not really going to change because it's in pre-production. So the COVID-19 quarantine isn't really affecting it. But what we've heard are some rumors about what this movie is going to be about. And Ken, you were telling me that it's going to be focused on a character that has kind of been in the background so far.
Right, but a very popular character, a very likable character, Rocket Raccoon. This movie's supposedly going to be very rocket-centric, which I'm completely fine with. I love the character. I remember when they talked about, when we first heard Bradley Cooper was the voice of Rocket Raccoon. Do you remember? I think you and I talked about it. We were like, what?
Yeah.
What? More weird casting by Marvel, but it's turned out wonderful. It's fantastic. He's one
of my favorite Hollywood actors right now.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like Bradley Cooper? I can't think of anything he's done I didn't like. But it's pretty cool to watch him in something else, and you can kind of hear that rocket in his voice sometimes. Sometimes he kind of gets into it. You get it. And it's just like, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. But it's just another one of those things that's weird. Marvel, at first, will make a weird decision. You'll hear something, and it's like, that's weird. But then they make it work, and they more than make it work. The people become the characters. I mean, I remember when they said Chris Evans was going to be Captain America. I said, the Human Torch, this is terrible. This is garbage. Please, no. Can't imagine anybody else with the shield now.
No.
So,
even though it was John Krasinski's. He's still pissed about that.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Krasinski tried to get that role. He tried hard to get it. But, even the things like James Spader as Ultron.
Yeah.
Which was weird at first, but I actually watched Ultron this morning, Age of Ultron. I think it's a completely underrated movie. I I really like that movie. A lot of people don't, but I like the Ultron character. I like how he quotes the Bible. I like how he has this. I think if you really watch it and study it, do a character study, the Ultron character is really cool. But back to the point, James Spader as a death robot. First heard that, it's like, Anyway, we're getting on a tangent, but Guardians 3 is going to be rocket centric, and I think that's a fantastic idea.
Well, earlier when we first heard we were getting a Guardians 3, there was a pretty substantial rumor that they were going to kill Rocket in this one. And with them delving into his backstory and giving us a lot of story for him, that feeds into that narrative because they do that a lot in movies. That's a trope that they use. Flesh out the story. Tell us everything you can about a character before you ultimately nix them. So will we see Rocket the Raccoon die in Guardians 3?
I hope not, but I know James Gunn is not afraid to do it.
Nope, he killed Yondu.
That's right. That's right. Anyway.
So we saw one more little bit of news. Batman. We don't know if this is a real pick, but it looks kind of legit, don't you think?
It looks fantastic, I think. It might not be real, but it sure does look like it.
Yeah. It's got his foot face, right?
It got old foot face in the cowl. But it looks good. It does look good. I'm a fan of the look now. The suit, the Dark Knight, the video game type suit. I think my feed dropped out. Is anybody else there?
No, I got you, buddy.
Okay, you're back. Okay. No worries. But I mean, if this is the case, something drew my attention, and it's you and I both are I think we're kind of in agreement. The eye lenses, the eyes have lenses, or seem to. Yeah, you want to expand on that?
Well, it indicates one of two things. It indicates that the suit is going to involve tech, where he is seeing things a la Iron Man, an augmented reality suit, or it is some kind of green screen to a future white lens that we see in the comic books and animated. I think there's a lot of us out there that would love to see a live action Batman with the eyes whited out. It makes so much sense as far as anonymity, and it's just what we want to see, right?
Yeah, that's right. He is supposed to instill fear in criminals. He is supposed to be scary as hell. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want him the creature of the night. When they do see him, he's got to terrify them. So, yeah, absolutely. No bat nipples.
Well, it's a very small tidbit. It's light news when we're getting really excited over one picture of a dude's head, but that's where we're at in quarantine world.
That's right. The world is kind of on pause.
Yeah. So the news is kind of light. One thing that kind of got the Facebook, Twitterverse going this week is Black Widow. There was an alternate death scene that got released by Marvel. Ken, did you get a chance to see that?
I did, and I think that was actually released a couple months ago. I think it's been out for a while, but that's okay because it's kind of come back around, and I think it's okay that it came back around because it's awesome. It's a different kind of profound than what we got the final cut of Endgame. It's good. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. It's really cool.
I actually liked it better than what we got in the final. I felt that the way that they fought each other and the way he dove off. What if they both died there? What if his little lasso had not caught them and he had not managed to? It was a really dumb move that I had a hard time with when I saw that movie. So with her sacrificing herself, Thanos is walking towards them. She has moments. I liked that choice better. I kind of wish they'd gone that way.
I tell you, man, that brings me back to the other scene that was cut from Endgame. Remember the all the heroes taking a knee when Tony Stark sacrificed himself?
Yeah,
it makes me want to call for a director's cut, man. Because because the movie already, I still watch it all the time, just to get those same feels. Because it's remarkable by itself. There's not been a movie like this before, not with a build up like this.
No, Marvel doesn't really do those director's cuts, though. I can't think of a single one they've done.
Well, Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
We try to pretend that doesn't exist, buddy.
It didn't. It didn't. Netflix Daredevil erased all other Daredevils.
Bullseye.
Listen up. So much we can go. Oh, I hate that movie. So stupid. Carry on.
Well, you guys know that we love to do a segment talking about what we're into right now, and we are trapped in our homes right now. So I'm sure, just like myself, Ken, you've probably gotten yard work done. Your house probably is spick and span clean. But are you still finding some time to get into some stuff?
I am. I'm still actually doing a little work, so I'm not home as much as you or my family. I am an essential employee, so I am still doing some outside work, which is terrifying. But I am still taking some time to do some entertainment because I am home more than normal, a lot more than normal, and that's the way I want it. So, yeah. What you into, man? I mean, what we're both kind of into, I think, John Krasinski's new YouTube channel. You wanna go on that one? You wanna go for it?
My
Man?
goodness. Yeah, we've told y'all before how much fans we are of John Krasinski and how we want him in the MCU. I'm a big Office fan. I've been watching that show for well over a decade. It's what I have on in the background when I'm doing stuff. I love that show, and he is so awesome. And in this time of us all not knowing what's going on, focusing on the scary and the bad, he started a web show to focus on the good. What's it called again, Ken?
Some Good News.
That's it. Some Good News. It's cheesy. He's sitting at his desk like he's a newscaster, but it's fun. He brings his wife in. And the episode everyone's talking about, obviously, they're chatting with a young girl who's a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda. The entire cast of Hamilton pops in, and they do a song on Zoom. If you don't watch that and get a little tear or lose your breath for a second, you just don't have a pulse, because that was amazing.
That was a stars aligned moment. How do you get this kind of cooperation from all of these actors? And just it was amazing, man. It was incredible. Way to go, John.
And just a shout out to the tech. There is a lot of stuff we're doing, like what we're doing right now, that wouldn't be possible without the geniuses at Silicon Valley. So thank you for continuing to push the envelope and find new ways to connect us, because that moment and this moment right here, all due to the geniuses out there making things happen with computers and technology. So that's
we may be apart, but we're still all connected through this wonderful technology. So good point, man.
Absolutely. You're also into a TV show. It's not a new show, but it's new to you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I always meant to go back to Westworld. I started it when it came out, but I kind of dropped off from whatever was going on in my life. But I have revisited. I rewatched the entire season 1, and now I'm into season 2, and I love it. I love it. I won't go too far into it, but I love how this show makes me think. I don't always understand exactly what's going on, and it gets me, or it forces me to do some research outside the show, some outside commentary to make me understand better. Sometimes it makes me feel kind of stupid, but I don't think I'm alone in that, because a lot of people.
No, you're not.
Okay, fair enough. But I love it. It makes me think. It's challenging. Sometimes I'm just like, how does that? It's a great show. I think it's a very smart show. I think it's over a lot of people's heads. Sometimes it's over my head, but the whole thing where it makes me get interactive by researching, reading summaries, visiting blogs and people's thoughts and what they think this means, and it's I love it. I'm trying to catch up to the current season. I'm only about 3 episodes in the second season now, so but I love the artificial intelligent Isaac Asimov, self-aware robotic thing. I eat that up, man. Every movie that comes out, I'm all over it. So, yeah, I'm digging it. What about you, man?
Well, a lot of downtime, stuck in this house. I've been just eating up knowledge, trying to learn what I can about cosplay, specifically foam. Shout out to a group that let me in on Facebook called Foam Addicts. This is a group of you're in there with me, right, Ken?
Yeah, those guys are amazing.
Guys are at the top of their craft. They're fantastic. And they don't mind sharing what they know, their techniques and things to get better. So I've been in the workshop working on just techniques, learning things, I have a little mini helmet that I put together. Been working on learning how to hide seams better. Plasti Dip, what I've learned is that once you seal it, glue it, and then use sealant, which I just use a bathroom caulk, and you seal it, use water to kind of smooth it out, but you still get these lines. So I've learned that Plasti Dip, a couple of layers of that, help hide some of these lines a little bit. You can still see them, but really cool stuff I'm learning. I've also learned that once you finish it, if you give it a finishing coat in Mod Podge, it'll give it that really bright, glistening look. So, Ken, this is going to be a gift for you when I'm finished, if it looks okay. It will eventually be a Red Hood mask.
Oh man, that's phenomenal, dude. Normally we'd be visiting. We're neighbors. We live in the same neighborhood, and I would be visiting and watching him make this kind of thing since we do the show together at his house usually. So that looks fantastic, man. Nicely done.
I'm enjoying it. And, we've wanted to do the Red Hood. So if it works out well in miniature, I'll be doing a full scale one next.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'll look good on the shelf, brother.
Well, that's about all we have on the show tonight. Before we go, I just wanted to take a moment and to thank everyone out there that is considered an essential employee like my buddy Ken. I'm getting my groceries from Shipt. All of the people working at Publix and Walmart and Target and Costco, all the fast food, all the nurses and doctors and police officers and firemen, the people that are putting their lives at even more enhanced risk than normal to go out there and keep us afloat during this. Just my hat's off to you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ken, for getting out there and being essential. Y'all are the heroes of this moment right now. So thank you.
No, it's all good, man. Props to all of these people. What nicely said. Can't add much more to that. Landscapers and grass cutters and brick masons. All these people are still needed to keep the world moving the best that it can. So, yeah, it's just pretty scary to be out and about. But do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, stay safe, buddy. It's good to see you. Everyone out there, stay safe. I hope you're following all the content we've got going on CNA pages. Give us a like on CNA Live. We've got other guys out there doing videos, trying to keep you entertained. We're going to come to you from time to time with fun stuff to try to keep everybody's mood happy and focus on the cool, geeky stuff that is still around us right now. And we'll come out of this stronger in the end.
That's right. And everybody in Central Alabama area, watch the weather tonight, guys.
Yeah. Take shelter, stay safe, do something geeky. It's still an awesome time to be alive, even though we're trapped in our homes.
Yeah. Tell us what you're into. We want to see, give us a show to stream, guys.
Yeah, please interact with us in the comments. We do this show for you guys, so hope to hear from you.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good week. Stay safe.
Absolutely. All right.
I guess we can edit there.
He can edit all this stuff out, so we should be good.
Okay. Right on. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
That was a good show, man.
All right. Later, Glenn. Thanks, man.
Later, Josh. Thanks, Glenn.
Say.